Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Quarter Acre Homestead. I've noticed a few more subscribers on YouTube, so thank you for subscribing. I hope you enjoy the videos, hope you learned something. Feel free to comment, ask questions, point out things to me that I may not have seen before. I'm by no means an expert, just sharing what I do here on our city lot. Alright, so today I thought I'd give you kind of a little tour of our garden, starting with the blueberries here. So these are our blueberry bushes. We have about 6 here in the front corner of our backyard. My daughter and I just came out here and ate most of them, so there's not a whole lot to see right now. But they produce a lot, and we really enjoy them. Alright, next we'll move over here and look at our compost pile. Well, here's our woodshed, firewood in there for the winter. Our compost pile over here, we have 3 bins. This first bin is where we've been adding all our food scraps, weeds from the garden, all that kind of stuff. The second bin is empty right now, have some volunteer tomato plants growing. And this third bin is compost from last winter. It's about ready to put onto the garden. Okay, moving on. Here's our garden. So this first bed here, these are our sweet potato plants. You can see the other videos about starting sweet potato slips and rooting those slips, planting them in the garden. Here we're in the northwest, Washington State, so we're kind of doing an experiment here, see if we can get sweet potatoes to grow. These are in the sun almost all day. They're shady right now, but it's about 6 o'clock in the evening, so I'm hoping we get some sweet potatoes out of them. Stay tuned and I'll let you know. The second bed is our yellow squash, and I have that marigold over there. I have marigolds kind of throughout the garden just to kind of attract the bugs to them instead of our veggies. I forgot on this first bed we also have a sunflower that was a volunteer. It actually came up in our lawn and I moved it out there. And then that's another yellow squash that I had started earlier. I hope you can hear me okay. It's kind of windy out here. Here we have a volunteer lettuce, I guess from last year. Then we have a row of cabbage. We've been harvesting some down at the far end for sauerkraut. We've harvested about 5 so far. Then our green bean row, which again you can look at one of our previous videos on how to build the ultimate green bean trellis. You can see it there, it's working out really nicely for us. Green beans have been blossoming for the past week or so, and I just saw a little bean coming on one of them. These are blue lake pole beans, one of our favorites. So we're looking forward to green beans coming up. Here's a second row of green beans. We haven't got the trellis up yet for those yet, but we will soon. Then this bed back here, I actually planted butternut squash, and I'm not sure why, but looks like only one of them came up over there on the far end. And then I have a couple sweet potatoes down there and some sunflowers. So what I did, since they didn't come up, I don't know, it was seed from last year, so maybe that was it. Either that or damping off, but I went ahead and started some in pots, and I think about half of them came up, so I'll be transplanting them out here soon. Alright, let's continue down here. That's me. I'm not going to show you my face today. I have some kind of skin infection on my face, swelling my eye half shut, so I don't look very handsome today. So this is our pumpkin bed. And kind of the same thing as with butternuts, only a couple pumpkins came up. Not sure why, so I have more planted in pots and they're going to be transplanted soon. A couple sunflowers and some corn. I had planted quite a bit of corn indoors early, but it was old seed, only 4 of them came up. And then I decided I'm not going to grow corn this year. Our son has some pretty bad allergies, and so we're going to avoid corn for him, so I thought, well, let's grow other stuff that he can eat. Okay, over here we have a bed of lettuce and broccoli. Lettuce did really, really well this year. It's been really good. We've been having lots of salads. And there weren't even very many plants here. It's amazing how the lettuce just fills up the bed. We've harvested a few heads of broccoli, but there's quite a few side shoots coming up, so we'll have more broccoli off and on. There's a couple volunteer tomato plants out there. Okay, over here we have our tomatoes. These are 4x8 beds, approximately, with about 8 tomato plants in each bed. So we have about, one of the beds has less. This bed here only has 6 tomato plants. So we have about 30 tomato plants, something like that. 8 different varieties. They're doing really well. We actually got our first Sun Gold tomato today. And by the way, today is July 2nd. Okay, back over here we have eggplant, which again, eggplant, it's a little hard to grow here in the Northwest, but I was successful last year, and I created a video. I haven't uploaded it yet, but it'll be coming soon with kind of my techniques for successful eggplant in a cooler climate. So stay tuned for that. And then back in the back of this bed again, sunflowers and a couple, looks like one actually, little cucumber plant, and I'll be transplanting some more back there soon. Alright. Then back over here, well, we have some rhubarb plants, but they were transplanted this spring and they're not doing so well. But I think they'll come back probably next year. Then we have our chicken coop, little chicken in there. And then this here is our persimmon tree. It's a Fuyu persimmon. Was planted just over a year ago, and the nursery told me it probably wouldn't produce fruit for 3 years, but I actually got 1 persimmon the first year, and then this year you can see the persimmons there. I counted like 16 persimmons on it this year. One thing I am wondering about is how I'm going to prune it, how I'm going to train it for when it gets bigger. Anybody has any comments on that, I'd appreciate hearing from you, but I'll probably be researching that, maybe making a video on it. Same thing for my apple trees, which I'll show you. Actually, there's one inside the chicken coop right there. That apple tree, I actually grafted it at a grafting class with my dad. I can't remember the variety. I think I have one black Amish, and then I grafted another one. I don't remember the variety. You can see it right there. And then I have 3 more down that way, which my brother gave me. There's a king apple and a couple others. I'd have to look to see what the variety is. But they're all pretty young. We probably won't have apples for a few more years. Then we have kids playing over here. And then back to the garden. So here's our tomatoes once again. Let me show you this one tomato here. This one's called tomato berry. The tomatoes actually look like strawberries. Once they're ripe, you can kind of see that shape. But the amazing thing to me is this one production stem. Well, if you can them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's already 15 tomatoes on it. And there's about, let's see, like 14 more blossoms. So it looks like there's going to be 29 tomatoes on this one stem. So I have it propped up here. I'm probably going to have to prop it up again so they're not hanging in the dirt. And it's not just that one stem. If you look up here, there's another production stem. I haven't counted how many on that one, but it looks similar. And then same plant up here, there's another one. And if you look back behind the stake there, there's another one coming. It's pretty crazy how much this one produces. I am doing an experiment with my tomatoes here this year. The ones on the southern side of the bed, so these ones right here, I've kind of trained and pruned all the suckers so they're just one stem going up the post. And then the ones in the back, I've just let them grow how they want pretty much. Maybe trimmed off a couple if they're going into the walkway, just to kind of see what happens. I'm guessing it's probably a balance between the two, but for this year that's what I'm doing. So we have the tomato berry. On this end we have the sun gold, which this is where we got our first ripe tomato, and you can see a couple more are starting to turn there. Okay, over here we have, let's see if I can remember the varieties. This variety, it doesn't look really good when it gets hot out, but it seems to be doing fine. I don't know, I'm not sure exactly why the leaves look like that. This one's striped Roman. It's a paste tomato for canning, etc. And then we have a couple black prints back there. And then back over here, you know what, I don't have these labeled and I don't know what variety they are, but I know I have a golden treasure, which is a storing tomato. We have the stupus, which is an early tomato. What else did we have? There was one Anna Russian. It was a new one for me. I have a sister-in-law who's from Ukraine and she speaks Russian. And so it was kind of fascinating to me that there's a tomato called Anna Russian because her name is also Anna. But I've read they have really good flavor, so I'm excited to try those out. Okay, then over here we have two big zucchini plants. I planted these really early. I wasn't sure if they would survive, but they did. And we've had 3 or 4 zucchini off them already. Alright, and then there's another zucchini, and I'm going to be filling this in with transplants of zucchini that I have started. Then we have our little windmill to keep the molds away, which isn't really that effective. But it worked. I guess it works. We have less than we used to. Over here we have 4 pepper plants. These are jalapenos for our salsa. And they're blossoming. Actually, there's a pepper in there. There's a couple peppers already coming on. And you know what? This plant right here, for some reason the name's escaping me right now. I don't know, you use it in salsa. It's kind of like a tomato. Wow, this is embarrassing. Maybe I'll remember it later on. You'd be amazed how much pressure it is making these videos, remembering what you want to say. Alright. Here we have carrots. We've eaten lots of carrots. Our son can eat carrots, so that's one of the things it's been nice to have in the garden. And then we have our leeks, which I'm kind of filling in this bed, staggering the plantings so that they get ripe at different stages. I'm going to fill in that bed, hold them into the winter, and by the way, there's a video about how I do that. Over here we have more lettuce and beets. And there's one lettuce in here, it's starting to go to seed, but it's called Tom Thumb. It's a really small head lettuce, kind of a butter crunch type. It's really good. This is the first year I've grown it, but it tastes really nice. I highly recommend it. Over here I've started some more Tom Thumb lettuce and a few cucumbers. More marigolds. And then here I have dill. And these dill, they're taller than me. They're like, I don't know, 7 feet tall maybe? Pretty impressive. Alright, and then it looks like we're back where we started. So the other thing we have over on the other side of the house is raspberries. Maybe I'll take you over there and show you those next. Alright, before we head over there, I remembered the name of that. It's a tomatillo. Duh, I know that name. Tomatillos. I have 3 kind of scattered throughout the garden. You probably saw them as we were going. Alright, let's head over and look at the raspberries. Okay, so here's our raspberry row. It's the first year we've had them here. So they haven't really filled in that much yet, but my daughter and I, since our son is allergic and mom is still nursing him, neither one of them can have them, but my daughter and I have eaten a lot off here. Alright, let's head back out here and actually take a look at these apple trees and what varieties they are. I think the labels are here. So this is a Northern Spy apple. So this is one that my brother gave me that he grafted. And by the way, his website is Farnell Farm. If you're interested in buying some apple trees, check his website out. Send him an email. This one is Wealthy. Another one my brother gave me. And let's see, did my brother give me this one? No. So these 2 are the 2 that I grafted. One was Black Amish, I believe, and I completely forgot the name of the other one. The other one my brother gave me is actually the one in the chicken pen, and that one's the King. I think it says Tompkins King. So we're looking forward to that one. And by the way, one other thing that we raise here, which we really wish we didn't, is the field bindweed. You can see it on the fence there in the chicken pen area, and it's actually kind of working its way out into our lawn a little bit, and I'm getting pretty nervous it's going to get into our garden. And I've read the only way to successfully kill it is to use Roundup and to actually like soak the weed in Roundup, like in a can or something, and just let it suck it down into the roots. Because this weed, the roots go like 15 feet deep, and it's just crazy. Like you could pull it every day and it just keeps coming back. You could spray it with Roundup, it comes back. But some people have had success just soaking it in cans of Roundup and having that kill the roots. I really don't want to use Roundup though, but I'm afraid I may not be able to garden if it gets over there into the garden. So if any of you viewers have ideas on what I can do with that weed, please comment. Alright, I almost forgot. This is our one lonesome grape plant on the corner of our deck. We're hoping to get more grape plants to plant along the deck and then build an arbor up over the deck. So we'll be shaded in the summer but have sunshine in the winter on the deck. Alright, there's one more thing that I wanted to show you today. It's pretty cool. So I had my car parked back here, and I drove out, and when I came back to close the gate, I saw this baby possum sitting here under where my car was. I don't know why or how, but here it is. The only annoying thing is I've had possums kill my chickens, but how could something so sweet and cute kill chickens? So hopefully the mom comes back and gets it tonight. So we've just been letting it hang out here. Gave it some shade during the hot part of the day. Alright, so we're back at the blueberries where we started. Just a couple more things. Because of our son with allergies, we'll be posting videos and blog entries with recipes for different recipes. He's really restricted, like just 20 to 30 basic foods. So I think it'll be helpful, especially for those of you who may have kids with allergies like that. Especially interesting is how we made his first birthday cake with just, let's see, just 2 ingredients. Maybe 3, I guess. One of them was water. Here he is right here, actually, thinking about eating a blueberry. No blueberries. So stay tuned for that. And then, let's see, what else? Well, I guess that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment. I hope the video was helpful. I know it wasn't teaching a lot, but you kind of have an idea what the Quarter Acre Homestead is like now, what we do here somewhat. Please comment, ask questions if you have them, share tips, help me out with my field bindweed and how to trim my fruit trees. That would be appreciated. Alright, thank you, bye.